Most natural bodybuilders eat more than ever and grow less. There are many reasons for that, and one of them is that they're following enhanced bodybuilders. They're following their training systems, they're following their diets, and they try to copy them. But this is simply wrong. So today I have Milos with us, my son, and as promised, this is the second video that we are doing together for natural bodybuilders. Today we're going to talk about nutrition for natural bodybuilders and try to help you understand what is the best possible diet plan for you if you're natural in order to build muscles, but at the same time stay lean. There is no point growing fat, growing big, bulking, or similar nonsense, because that simply doesn't work. It's going to cost you a lot when you try to get lean. So watch this video until the end and you will learn how Milos does it, how Milos has been doing it for years and staying lean and growing all the time without any problems. For the ones who are new to my channel, I'm Dr. Nash Jocic, former bodybuilding champion. I've been in bodybuilding for over 40 years. I competed 46 times and won 17 titles. During that time, I have also coached over 3,500 clients and helped them to get in the best shape of their lives. I have also published 11 ebooks for you, which are fully loaded with detailed explanations regarding everything you always wanted to know about bodybuilding. Muscle growth, fat loss, training systems, training techniques, number of sets, number of reps, nutrition, lifestyle change, and much, much more. And if you are interested in expanding your knowledge and widening your horizons, simply click that link in the comments and you can access my ebooks. So Milos, thank you for coming again. For our viewers, a lot of people were asking about you. Now I would like to ask you a few questions, and please you answer them, as that will help our viewers, especially natural bodybuilders, to understand what is the best way of staying lean and growing muscles. So let's start first of all with the number of meals. A lot of influencers are suggesting that, oh, if you're natural, you need to eat every 2-3 hours, you need to eat 5, 6, 7 meals a day, smaller meals, in order to grow. So how do you do that? What do you eat? How often do you eat? Just tells us how many meals. Are there 6, 7, 8 meals, or maybe something different?
Good to be back. For me, number of meals ideally is around 3, and sometimes even 2. I've tried with what you said, eating every couple of hours, every 2-3 hours, going for 5-6 meals in a day. I've tried those things and it just never worked for me. And I feel the best when I have around 3 meals a day. So something in the morning, something throughout the day, and then something in the evening as well.
So do you eat first thing in the morning when you wake up? Because you work from 9, you wake up at 7, 7:30. Do you stuff yourself immediately with some food, or you rather wait till you get hungry and then start with your first meal?
I don't tend to eat straight away when I wake up. I personally don't have a huge appetite first thing in the morning. I like to hydrate and drink some electrolytes and then eat my first meal when I really feel hungry. So that will be around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, so as you said, 3 meals, but then I see you often in the days when you're not training, you are down on 2, because then, especially weekends when you're around here, you sleep longer, and your first meal is around 11, 12, and then the second is somewhere in the evening. How do you feel about that? Do you feel exhausted because you didn't eat 3 meals, or do you feel fine, you feel light? How can you tell us about that? What that difference, 2 meals in days off when you're not training, makes for you? Is there anything different?
My appetite goes hand in hand with my training, I think. Days that I train, I really feel the need to eat more. Days that I don't train, I can go with 2 meals perfectly fine. Energy levels stay stable, and I can get on with my day, no problem really. I haven't found a problem with that.
Yeah, I'm absolutely the same. And but I do advise natural bodybuilders to eat 2 to 4 meals a day. Again, this is individual, depending on appetite, also depending on ability to eat, because not everybody can eat big meals, big 2 meals or big 3 meals. So some people can work better if they are on 4, but I would not really suggest more than 4 meals per day. And I explain about that much more in our book that is coming hopefully next week. So it's going to be available for you. And this is Nutrition for Natural Bodybuilders. So that's going to be the new ebook on my website, in which me and Milos actually break everything down to detail regarding everything: number of meals, type of food, amount of protein, carbs, fat per meal, and everything in detail. So if you're interested, obviously, you will have that opportunity to download my ebook, but hopefully next week. Now, eating 2 or 3 meals per day, that means that those meals are not small. They must be substantial. So can you tell us, for example, for breakfast, what do you have usually? Or for the first meal,
Yeah.
pardon me, yeah.
So first meal is almost always eggs, 5 to 6 eggs, and then some cheese. I like to have it with cottage cheese, and that will usually be around 50, 60 grams of protein first thing.
Yeah, this is a good choice, good breakfast. I basically do the same, funny enough, and but
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
yeah, well, so then can you tell us about your second meal and the third meal? I know I cook all the time, so Milos eats more or less the same as me, but he's always chicken with some cheese on top, or chicken legs, whatever, or beef. This is most of the time the choice. So can you tell us your second meal? Do you have any salad with that, or do you have any carbs?
So for me, the meals, I think protein is the centerpiece. That's the main factor for me. It's the most important, and then everything else is just additional. I really try to get a high number of protein in every meal. So that will be from chicken breast, chicken thighs, beef, fish, whether it's tuna or sardines. But that's less frequent. It's mainly chicken and beef, and then obviously eggs in the morning.
So I saw Milos today doing his ground beef, mincemeat, more than a half of the packet, which is 750 grams. So basically, that's probably over 100 grams of protein per meal, per that particular meal. But did you have any carbs today? I didn't really look into everything. So did you eat some carbs, salad or whatever, or how did you do that?
So ground beef, I eat a lot, more often than steaks. It's just easy to cook. It's a staple food, really. And with it, I'll have maybe a bit of cheese, some salad. I like pickles, pickled cabbage, gherkins, maybe some other vegetables, but not in huge amounts. And I don't think I had anything else with that today. And I don't always. Sometimes I'll have some rice, maybe 50 grams carbs total.
So I see you usually having carbs with chicken breast, and you usually do half of that bag, or sometimes more. But that bag of rice that we use is 70 grams of carbs. So is this just once a day, or you eat carbs twice per day? Because often you have half of the bag in one meal and half of the bag in another. Sometimes you have the whole bag just in one meal a day. So how did you juggle?
It's sometimes half, sometimes one, but in a whole day, I don't think I eat more than that bag of rice, which is what, 100 grams of rice?
70
grams.
yes.
So some days I'll have half that bag of rice, some days the whole one, whether it's spread between 2 meals or one. But altogether, that bag of rice is 70 grams, and I don't really exceed that too often. I don't like to eat carbs early in the day or throughout the day. If I do eat carbs, it tends to be towards the evening, maybe my final meal of the day. I just find from personal experience, I feel more lethargic the more carbs I eat earlier on in the day. So I won't exceed that kind of 70, maybe 100 grams of that rice in a day.
So do you eat more carbs, for example, when you do legs, after the leg workout, or before leg workout? Do you feel like you need more, or not necessarily? You just eat more meat or more chicken or whatever else is in your plate?
Occasionally, yes, but I don't think that has a huge effect on my performance when it comes to training large muscle groups like legs, for example, which is probably the most physically taxing group to train for myself. I might have maybe an extra 30 grams of that rice, but again, it's very easy to overeat, and I try not to. But I might increase the chicken. I might throw an extra egg or two with the chicken or beef that I'm eating. That's usually my preference than to have extra rice or bread or any carb.
So there is one very important thing that I want you guys, you natural bodybuilders, to hear, and hopefully also apply in your diet. And this is the importance of testosterone producing foods. So as naturals, you rely on your own testosterone production, your own testosterone, your own growth hormone, and you need to be careful with foods that you eat. So there are some foods, I talk about it in our book that is coming again, Nutrition for Naturals, much more in detail, but just to give you an idea, food which are natural foods, which are high in cholesterol, like eggs and red meat, they are the most powerful foods when it comes to production of testosterone. So people who don't eat eggs or red meat, who just eat chicken and broccoli and stuff like that, and drink protein shakes, they will simply reduce the amount of testosterone they can naturally produce. So testosterone is the key hormone, obviously, among others, but it's very important, especially for natural bodybuilders and especially for young people. And if you don't eat enough cholesterol in food, you will never produce optimal amount of testosterone that you can naturally produce. So I remember vividly, and I think I mentioned that in the first interview with Milos, when Milos started eating eggs, I think for good 15, 16 years of his life, he didn't like eggs. He just said, "Dad, I just can't eat it." And I was eating it every day in front of him. So one day he said, "You know what? I'm gonna start eating eggs because you must be doing something right. All your life you're eating eggs every day." So he tried, and within few months he literally exploded. So it's not just because of amount of protein, because he was eating enough protein, but because of that effect of cholesterol on his natural testosterone production. And he went so big, shockingly, that people thought that he's on steroids. Even his mother thought. She said to me, "Are you giving him some steroids or something? What's happening to this kid?" I think within that year, Milos changed from somewhere of 70 kgs body weight to 80 in 1 year, or maybe less than that, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, unbelievable. But I can only put that down to amount of eggs that he was eating. So guys, remember that because of cholesterol, natural cholesterol content in eggs and red meat, these two foods are absolutely non-negotiable if you are natural, and if you want to produce enough testosterone or optimal amount of testosterone necessary for muscle growth, for recovery, and everything else. So let's talk a little bit about fat. Obviously, fat has been demonized for decades, unjustifiably, because fat is extremely important. Fat is the carrier of vitamins. All fat-soluble vitamins will never be absorbed if you don't eat fat. I'm not talking about some extra fat that you should put into food, but I'm talking about fat within the food. So eat like whole eggs, they're full of fat, there's 6 grams of fat per average egg. Then choose meat which is anywhere 10-15% fat. Use butter as well, cook on lard, butter, coconut oil. Use olive oil as we do, olive oil in salads, in vegetables. You need fat. So how much fat do you eat fat every meal? There is no secret about it.
Yeah, obviously eggs contain fats. If I do eat chicken, I often have cheese with the chicken. Then if I have chicken thighs are naturally a bit higher in fat content than breast. And of course beef has fat too. So it's definitely not something that I'm trying to avoid. And I'd say I probably have a medium amount of fat. Obviously don't eat too much, but I've never gone for a brutally low fat diet. I don't think that's ever really done anything good for me.
No, I think that's the reason why you can perform with great energy and on everyday basis. And you're doing 4 sessions a week as you do most of the time without eating too much carbs. But I would say that in average, Milos eats around 250 grams of protein, maybe about 150 grams of fat, and probably not more than 100 grams of carbs. But that means not every day. So some days he doesn't eat carbs, like days off, so 2-3 days per week, no carbs. And in the days, training days, obviously, the carbs are anywhere from 70 to 100 grams per day. Again, I'm talking average because he doesn't really measure his food, but I can see by the amounts that this is what actually keeps him going. And he is 97, 98 kgs, very lean, as you can see from these images. And this is all that he eats 3 times per day. Now, let me tell you a few words about importance of eating 2 to 4 meals per day rather than 6 to 7. So when you eat less, let's say 3 meals a day, the very important thing that happens is that your insulin sensitivity is constantly very high. So you're very insulin sensitive. This is number 1 reason for optimal growth with natural bodybuilders. Now, when you have 5-6 hours between the meals, your blood sugar is stable. You never, especially if you eat low-carb diet, your blood sugar never goes up, meaning insulin never goes up. Insulin is always normal, as low as necessary, and that means that your insulin receptors are always open, which makes you very insulin sensitive. This is not just for few years while you are young, but this habit and this lifestyle will keep that insulin sensitivity high for the rest of your life. And insulin sensitivity is the most important prevention of insulin resistance, which is, by the way, underlying cause of all chronic diseases, including some cancers as well. So that this diet that Milos is doing and that we are recommending in our book is actually not just diet for some short period of time when you want to get in shape or build few muscles, but it's a lifelong diet. And remember that it's the healthiest diet that one can follow. So you don't want that energy up and down with carbs and eating 6 times per day, that insulin roller coaster, because that will come with a price sooner or later. You know, while you're young, you may get away with it, but once you start knocking on the age of 40, 50, most of the people end up being insulin resistant. So you don't want that. So let us say a few words about supplements. So Milos, can you tell us about supplements? What do you take?
So on a daily basis, I take vitamin C, vitamin D and K2, zinc, magnesium, fish oil, and take about multivitamin as well. And as for protein powders, not every day, but some days when I feel I need that extra protein, I'll have a shake, whey protein shake. And I do take creatine as well. And intra-workout, I take some electrolytes as well. But other than that, that's it.
Yeah, that's very important that you mentioned these electrolytes. I do it myself. All my clients are doing it. I advise everybody to do it. All my online clients that I coach, they get that advice the same. And this is something that is very important for you to understand, that electrolytes are essential. If you just drink plain water, you will be losing electrolytes, minerals from your body. and the water will just go through. So you need to put some electrolytes, especially while you are training. So 2 scoops usually go in a bottle of 1.5 liters of water, and I also put about 3-4 grams of Himalayan salt, because in that mixture you have sodium, you have magnesium, you have calcium, you have phosphorus, potassium, and these minerals are absolutely necessary, not just for muscle growth and recovery, but also for full hydration of your muscle cells and for your immunity. Lots of illnesses have been linked to mineral deficiency, and especially electrolytes. So you see, what we are doing in bodybuilding is not just for bodybuilding and muscle growth, again, is for health and obviously overall well-being and longevity. So as I mentioned in the beginning, this is your takeaway. You have to understand that as natural bodybuilders, you cannot copy professional bodybuilders and enhanced bodybuilders. They are different physiologies. Their biochemistry is very different because they're taking exogenous compounds which are very powerful. This is why these people can eat 6-7 times per day. They can eat 300-500 grams of carbs, maybe more, because of exogenous insulin, for example, they're taking. Not to mention testosterone, which increases your BMR and obviously allows you to eat more. So as natural, you have to, again and again, as I said it often, you need to follow your gut instinct. You need to try things and then try to manage and see what works for you. So what we have just suggested in this video is actually guidance. You have parameters, you have principles, but you adjust that to your fitness level, to your physiology, to your body weight or gender, women as well. So if I say 2-3 meals per day, as Milos does, you need to adjust the amount of protein. Milos is eating around 250 grams of protein. I eat probably 300 grams of protein. That doesn't mean that everybody should eat the same. He's 97 kgs. He's very strong, very powerful. Maybe you should adjust that to your needs, but you have principles. So 3 meals per day. Protein is non-negotiable. Fat, medium to high. Carbs, low. And make sure that you drink enough water with electrolytes and Himalayan salt. So these things would be very, very important for you to follow. Don't forget that natural bodybuilding is all about physiology and hormonal balance. This is another reason why not to copy enhanced bodybuilders. And precision in natural bodybuilding, especially nutrition, is what will give you rewards, not excess. So you need to eat to support your hormones, your digestion and recovery, not trends. And once again, everything that we just said today will be explained very much in detail in our new book, which is called Nutrition for Naturals. Let me just remind you once again that I have published 11 ebooks for you, which are fully loaded with detailed information about everything you wanted to know about bodybuilding. If you're interested to start growing and losing body fat finally, simply click that link in the comments and you can access my ebooks. Also, I would like you to watch this video in which I introduce my other offers like personalized training programs, personalized nutritional plans, online coaching, telephone consultation, for people in London, obviously personal training 1-to-1. And these are the ways that I can personally help you 1-to-1 to get in the best shape of your life. So Milos, thank you very much for coming to our channel. Milos is gonna start his own YouTube channel soon. You will be informed about that. And
thank you for having me again.
Yeah.
Please like, comment, and subscribe. I think we read the comments quite a lot, and we're just over the moon with a lot of the responses. Really feels like there's a community being built there, and I know a lot of them have asked for me as well. So it's all appreciated, and it goes a long way. Thank you.
Excellent.